Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing the Rural King Tractor 24 horse 200 hour review. Now, starting out, I do want to say the first half of this video is going to be mostly about the tractor itself and the attachments I run on it, that type of stuff. The second half of the video is going to be covering the backhoe. The backhoe is a very expensive option. That's about $5,000 or more now. It's a very expensive option that just needs its own area of review because there's some things I like about it and some things I don't. So let's start with the tractor and let's do a little walk around. So starting off, as you can tell, the tractor is decently muddy. It just started snowing a little bit ago, so it's kind of covered right now. But I legitimately use this thing kind of as a big tractor. I overload it quite a bit. I do run a fork attachment on the front sometimes. Honestly, I am just really impressed with it overall. I've had some problems, which I'll go over here shortly, but I bought this thing from Rural King because I'm sure you guys are in the boat I am right now. Like, how good could they really be, for one? And two, I can't afford green or orange paint right now, if you know what I mean. So I did a lot of research on them. These tractors are built out of South Korea by this company. I can't remember the exact abbreviation of their name, but they build tractors for a handful, like 10 to 15 other brands. The Rural King versions all come with Yanmar diesels, or at least they did at the time I purchased it. And so that's a very well-known diesel engine. No worries about that. Overall, things I really like. It's been pretty dependable machine. Not really much for mechanical issues. I service it every 50 hours, which I know is more than it needs, but I do it anyway. No major breakdowns, nothing major, just a lot of Mickey Mouse little stuff where, like, the Rural King store didn't tighten this up or that up, or like I said, the steering hydraulic lines do consistently come loose on mine for off-roading it when I'm bush hogging, like dirt bike trails and that type of stuff. Now, let's talk, like, the only other problem I've had with this thing is this PTO switch. Right here. You notice that looks very different from the original factory one. I just kind of got it sitting in here for now. I rarely ever mow with this in the beginning, and that PTO switch, the way it twists, it's just so junky. I knew it was going to break before I even bought the tractor. So I just wired up a John Deere one for now. I do some finish mowing with it, with a 72-inch finish mower, which Rural King does not recommend. But as long as you're mowing regular grass, it works great. Once you start getting in some thick stuff where you're like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have skipped this week, maybe not. I have bush hog, finish mowed, done driveway work, snow removal work. I've done trenching. I move all kinds of trailers around with it. I got a different setup for the back. I really just use this thing all around. I've moved hot tubs. I run a fork attachment on the front, and I have been hired twice to relocate hot tubs that people have either bought or whatever. I've drove this thing on top of decks, going to grab the hot tub, strap it on, and drive out. So it's been pretty amazing. And the hot tubs are big hot tubs, like 6 people. Yeah, overall, very happy with Rural King tractor. And I actually do plan on buying one with a cab, hopefully here within the next year or two, if money allows, because I do like to stay warm when I'm using it. Warm and dry, which I cannot do right now. The only other thing that I do not like about the Rural King tractor is I don't know if you can tell in the video, but the headlights are already starting to yellow. And I keep this inside, I would say at least 50% of its life since I've had it, which I feel like for a tractor is quite a bit. And yeah, it's just, you know, like buying a Chinese side-by-side. The headlights are going to fog up. So that's just kind of part of it. The dash itself, though, still super clear. No problems there. But like I said, I try to keep this thing inside at least 50% of the time. Now let's talk about the backhoe. Now, when I was going to, the night before I was going to go get the tractor, I wasn't even going to get the backhoe option. I'll be completely honest, because it was, at the time I bought it, $5,000 bucks. $5,000 for this little thing right here. And I'm just thinking, you know, how much am I really even going to use it? It's going to be in the way a lot. It's heavy. When I'm not using it, I got to keep it inside somewhere because I don't like it to sit out. And then, ironically, at my house, that same night, I had septic problems. And so my brother just talked me into it, and I bought the backhoe. So I went and bought the tractor the next day, dug up, fixed my septic system myself, which I could do in the area I used to live at my house, and fixed the pipes and everything. No problems ever since. And it was pretty great. So this cost $5,000 bucks, but it saved me minimum $1,000 the very first day. Super happy about that. And ever since then, I've been hired a few times to just do some trenching for other people. So I've made, you know, a few $100 here or there on the side to help cover the cost of this machine, or help cover the cost of the backhoe. And I've done quite a bit of trenching in some drains for my parents on top of that, which isn't really a pay job, but it was convenient to have. And you may see in our other videos coming out on our other channels that we're going to be doing a lot of trenching when we put in our solar field for our ranch here, because we don't have any electricity or water yet. So this thing is still going to get a workout. We are going to try and put in our own septic system if we can get all the permits. So this will be doing all that also. Overall, yeah, this piece of equipment, it's pretty expensive. But if you live out on some property, or you just have a ton of projects, or you've been having, who knows, maybe septic issues at your own house and you're confident you can fix it yourself, maybe this is the right option for you. It can save a lot of money. Personally, I did not go less than 24 horsepower because the smaller tractors, the 3-point on the back was real goofy. I am pretty familiar with like the 30 to 40 horsepower tractor range, and so I know what like the 3-points look like. Everything on the 24 horse looked pretty normal. The 19 horse and maybe the 21, I'm not sure. It just looked too small, too cheap quality. So that's kind of why I went with the 24. And at the time I bought this, the next step up was 37 horse, I believe. And I financially could not afford that at all. But overall, super happy. If I had to go buy another compact tractor, it'd be one of these and not a John Deere and not a Kubota. This thing just works. The lifting capacity is great. I've really pushed it to its limits, and it just delivers. And something else I totally forgot to mention that is kind of, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but something I want you to be aware of, and hopefully you can see it in this video of it inside the barn. But in this video, it hasn't been started in like 35, 40 days. And honestly, it could just sit overnight. And if it's around 40 degrees or less, for whatever reason, my tractor is like really rough starting. It's just kind of missing and blowing a lot of smoke, kind of just like an old diesel until it warms up a little bit. My dad has a newer Kubota, and you just hit that thing, starts right up like your truck. You know, it's instantly smooth, ready to roll, where this is kind of a older diesel type where it just like rough. So check out this video here. All right, cold start. She's legitimately hasn't been started
Probably a month.
probably 30 to 45 days. And she is cold-natured with about 200 hours on it. Let's see the black smoke.
It's a Yanmar, so it's basically a John Deere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was red paint.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can see it. It's a smoke show for a little while. If you got any questions, hit them down in the comments. If you'd like to subscribe to see more reviews on stuff around our ranch that we just are working on now, go ahead, subscribe to here. If you want to actually, if you're interested in what we're doing around the ranch, go ahead and check out Cane Creek Ranch here on YouTube. That's kind of our main channel, and we do all kinds of stuff on there. So please subscribe, hit the bell, and we'll catch you next time.